I have to mention something. Guess who was in my first class at Roberta's? Elizabeth Mars. She was a little tiny gal, so young. Now this is 1980, and this is called Off-Center Log Cabin, and this won a ribbon in the Solano County Fair, way back. It's an oldie. Pretty fabric though, the colors are coming in, you notice? We're getting prettier fabric. Now this, does anybody remember the poem, When I'm an Old Lady, I Shall Wear Purple? Well, I've asked Linda to read the poem for me. It's on the back. And that celebrated my 70th birthday. God, that was a long time ago. Oh, yeah.
So, when I'm an old woman, I shall wear purple, with a red hat, which doesn't go, and which doesn't suit me, and I shall spend my pension on brandy and summer gloves, and satin sandals, and say we've no money for butter. I shall sit down on the pavement when I'm tired, and gobble up samples in shops, and press alarm bells, and run my stick along public rail lines, and make up for the sobriety of my youth. I should go out in my slippers in the rain, and pick flowers in other people's gardens, and learn to spit. And that poem is written by Jenny Joseph.
This is called Tessellating.
Can we see the back? Yeah.
Gorgeous.
This one here,
Janet, were you still working at Quilts when you were making these?
No. I'm just quilting now. I got a divorce and remarried, and I says, I'm not working anymore. I'm quilting. This is 94, and this was in a class, it's kind of crazy, with Nancy Crow in Houston. I had a 4-day class, and we could only use our offal cutters and our fabric, and we couldn't use rulers or anything, so you just cut away, and she gave us all lessons every day for 4 days. It was a workout.
Size of those leaves.
I forget what you call it when you don't know which mystery quilt. This was a mystery quilt.
Really?
And when I got through, I said, do you mean I did all that just to make a block? So I did not like my quilt. So I had this beautiful fabric. And so I had to camouflage it. So it's called leaves.
Oh, please. This is fun. Really fun. You never know what the blocks are going to look like.
Well, this is called Pinwheels in the Sky.
It was in a quilt show.
It was. They've all been in different shows. This is the one that Anne wants to get, but she can't have it. This is my African.
I can't have it either, I know.
This has a story. Jonathan Winters, I don't know if you know him, but he was a wonderful quilter. And he went to Africa, and instead of taking pictures of all our quilts, he says, I'm going to take pictures of your studio. So he took mine, and he says, I'll have something for you. So he brought me back all this beautiful fabric, and I embellished it with the beads. And this is in Roberta's book. Show the back, too. Beautiful fabric. Did you see the African quilt down there? There she is. This is the only little log cabin I made. A fun quilt. They have some birds and some there are little birds on the back. And birds in flight, I think I called it.
Yeah.
This is my jukebox Saturday night. Sinatra and Glenn Miller. And
I could put that at my house. I love it. I love it.
How did you happen to make it?
I went 15 years to Point Bonita, Joyce Gross's Point Bonita, and that's where I finished that. Just thought about it. I love the music.
Isn't that fun?
Oldies love that music.
So do some of the semi-young.
This was a challenge. I worked at New Pieces part-time for years, and this was their blue and white challenge. And this is the first time I ever did embellishment like this.
Very nice.
This was in the Quilter's newsletter, this quilt here.
You have to come up and see some of the bead work that she's done on a lot of these quilts. It doesn't show them.
Oh, pretty. Oh, I love that. Stars.
Stars.
I think I called this Stars. Stars. Big deal. They're all reading along here. I belong to the American Quilt Study Group, and we would sit there and do work when we were listening to lectures. So I beaded all this. You can't see it much. And that's the first quilt I did machine quilting. That's all machine quilting. But I didn't drop the feed dogs.
When did you make it?
When did I make that? 1998.
Is that a published pattern?
It is. In fact, that's a paper piece pattern, the only one I ever did. And I'll never do another. Now this quilt, I don't know if you know about Quilt National. I was very fortunate to be in Quilt National in Athens, Ohio. And that's where they have contemporary quilts. They had about 1,000 entries. And like I said, I was very fortunate to be chosen. Mary Machuda was there that year, too, with me. And this traveled all over the United States for a year. And I went to New York, to Soho, to a Puck building. I'll never forget it. And there was my quilt. It looked wonderful. So I have fond memories of this quilt.
Yeah.
The name is Cockeyed Optimist. This is my kitchen quilt, my food quilt that I made when I was at Point Bonita. And it's all healthy food. Now look at the back. No junk food.